Okay, today we're talking about the Birkeland current pinecone galaxy spin, which is in everything. It is double helix energy flow. Put up a video about pinecones the other week showing how they are constructed, that they have two leaders that spin up. Then I showed another video that showed how the petals are made from a rollover halo wave. And so this is how all plants grow. So today I'm just going to show you, because it's spring, we get all the new life. So we're going to take a look at how all buds grow, which is this exact same process, which means it's in everything, which means energy moves and places matter by electrical waveform. Now, God gave me an inspired expression, which I wrote down and placed in the Electric Universe Bible group, and this is it. DNA matter expresses the electrical electromagnetic waveform. The electrical electromagnetic waveform expresses the DNA coded matter frequency instructions, so that the electrical electromagnetic waveform changes to correspond to the DNA coded matter frequency instructions. So what does that mean? That means energy always rotates in a double helix, and the matter corresponds to energy, so it is designed to form itself by double helix energy flow, because energy attracts matter, matter covers energy, and energy moves matter according to its DNA profile, information, instructions. So here we go. So here we see a typical growing bud. It is from this plant here. I'm not really sure what plant it is. It doesn't bother me because every plant to me is the same. It is either a galaxy pinecone spin or a galaxy petal formation. So anything with petals forms how I show on my part 2 pinecone galaxy spin, which shows how the petals are made. But this one that we're going to see today is the actual pinecone galaxy spin, and not the petal formation. So there is a galaxy, and that's why I call it the galaxy spin, because energy starts from the center and it moves out to the sides. Obviously we can see from the picture of the galaxy that the energy is in the middle, because that's where the brightest luminosity is. The same thing happens with all buds. They all are controlled by DNA code, which is processing energy and turning it into information that is contained within the DNA code. But it always travels in a galaxy spin double helix energy flow in all things, from your DNA to all plants to galaxies to sun flares, which I have shown continuously on video. So basically I'm putting up these pictures here so that you can see that the galaxy spin and the Fibonacci sequence, which is energy increasing and decreasing, which is a Fibonacci tornado, which is the double helix finger, which then turns into a Fibonacci rollover halo wave, which then turns into a Fibonacci Ouroboros torus sphere, which is like a dandelion. More observational evidence that every single plant blossom begins like this, because energy attracts matter, matter covers energy, and energy moves matter. So energy goes through the DNA code, which is the placement of matter information. The energy then fulfills the electromagnetic waveform shape that is contained within the DNA. All DNA are electrically coded frequency, sizes, colors, and shapes. So the energy merely runs through it, and the DNA forces the energy to express the DNA code, which is all these different flowers. They all have different genetic information, and so they are all different, but in common they are all brought to life, grown, created by double helix energy flow, which is in everything, and it's coming out of God's hand in Habakkuk 3:4 original Hebrew. He is as the light, and from his hand protrude horns, and this is the hiding of his power. No other book has this description of a God's power, meaning there is only one God. And all forms of energy travel have two leaders, two horns: electricity, electromagnetism, plasma flow, water flow, fire flow, steam flow. You name it, it has two leaders, two horns. And the Aleph of God is a bull's head, which, when you look at it from above, is actually a galaxy spin, which, funnily enough, is exactly how your DNA is formed, which, when viewed from the side, looks like the Aleph of God. Again, showing that double helix energy flow and the Aleph of God and what's coming out of God's hand is all about electrical energy flow. So there we go. Scriptural reference and energy travel procedure show that God is real. And every single time he holds out his hand in the Bible, from parting the Red Sea, which is a double helix tornado split into two rotations so that it rotates the water upwards and backwards to clear the sea, I can put a double helix in anything, and it's coming out of God's hand, and every time he opens his hand and points it at something, it means energy is interacting with matter, and that's why things happen when God holds out his hand. Thanks very much. My name is Lee, and I'm a Christian.